welcome back to Grains and Grit. My name is Felicia, and on this channel I share recipes from my kitchen to yours, incorporating all kinds of freshly milled grains, beans, oats, all those delicious things. So if that sounds like something you would be interested in, please be sure to hit that subscribe button below. Today we are going to be making pancakes with 100% whole wheat, freshly milled, right here at home. If you've ever had pancakes before, I know I've had it from the box, even whole wheat pancakes, and they're not that great. Yeah, not at all. And you can't really get the way that like IHOP gets them, or Denny's, or those places. I personally think IHOP has the best pancakes, and I really have been striving to make my pancakes more like theirs, and you can. This is actually a Breadbeckers recipe, and as you can see, this is the cookbook that it is from. As you can see, it has seen better days. I probably should retype this up or whatever, but this is the first cookbook I got whenever I first started milling my own wheat, and I love it. It does have some great recipes in it. I don't use all of them, but I definitely get my pancake and muffin recipe from here. Now with my pancake recipe, what I have discovered is to make the light fluffy pancakes is to definitely use soft white wheat flour, and buttermilk is key. You can use regular milk, you can use other grains like hard red, hard white, spelt, things like that. But I have found that to actually get a light, fluffy pancake that is extremely flavorful, but light enough to compete with those IHOP pancakes, soft white wheat and buttermilk is key. Do you know that for this recipe, you can make it in advance to save you some time in the morning if this is for breakfast? I have actually made the entire batter that I will be showing you, keeping it in the fridge, and then I use it the next morning. You might just need to stir it up a little bit, and it works perfectly fine. I've actually used it 2 and 3 days after I made it, and it was still delicious. I wouldn't recommend making the pancakes and storing it in the fridge or even the freezer, just because yeah, you can eat them, but definitely not as good as freshly made. I haven't figured out how to reheat them. So if you have figured that out, definitely leave a comment below letting me know the best way to maybe freeze or save pancakes and reheat them where they're just as delicious. But otherwise, you can make the batter ahead of time and be able to make them fresh, even if you want to make, say, 2 or 3 at a time. Let's grab those aprons and put that hair back so hair doesn't get on all the food, and let's get started. Okay, so here we are in our fancy setup here. We first want to get 3 cups of freshly milled flour, and again, this is soft white wheat. And I have not sifted this or anything, so I've just milled this. 1 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Give that a good stir. 4 large eggs. These are from my wonderful chickens that are laying like crazy right now. 1/3 cup of oil, and 3 to 4 cups of buttermilk, all depending on how thin you like your pancakes. I actually do add 3 cups, but you know, if you're looking for crepes or something really, really thin, definitely do, you know, you can go up to 4 or however you like it. Now give it a good whisk. Gotta whisk the devil out of it until it's nice and smooth. Get everything down off the sides. There we go, all nice and smooth. And as you can see, it is, you know, a bit runny. It's not super thick. It's sliding off the spoon here. But again, you get it to the consistency that you like it. But this is generally a good consistency that we like to have. All right, so here we are at my stove. As you can see, I do have the griddle. While you're making the pancakes, definitely be heating up your griddle. So you do want to heat it up on low, or if you have an electric griddle, I believe they say to about 325 or 350. The bottom line is your first 2 pancakes, don't definitely expect them to not be that great because you're experimenting with the heat. That's completely normal. My oven, I do have propane. It is extremely hot, so I turn mine all the way on low for this, and that tends to be good. Make sure you spray your pan as well, otherwise they will stick. Now to keep the pancakes warm while I'm making them, I have a pan here, 9x13, that I actually heat up. You can stick it in your oven, but I do just like to just warm it up and then put tin foil over it. And then when the pancakes are done, also a good set of tin foil. Be careful because your pan might be hot. And then also a nice big towel or blanket. Just know if you're cooking with fire, be careful to really cover that up as well. And this tends to help keep my pancakes warm while I'm making them. Again, I have to make a lot. Big family, lots of eaters, so it definitely takes a while, and I want to keep them as warm as possible. You feel free to do this, put them in the oven, especially if you're doing another pan, just, you know, on your pilot light or where it's just heated slightly, but not actually on, to keep them warm. So how I like to do it is I use an ice cream scooper. I believe this is about 3 tablespoons, but again, pancakes, make it to how you like it, whatever size that you like it. So let's get started. I believe that this is pretty hot. We should be good to go. I do like to keep this in here to help scrape it down. And you scoop up. And then pour. All right, and you know when it's time to flip them. When you start seeing these bubbles here, and you can kind of start seeing them, and that's when you want to start testing with your spatula. I do recommend a thin spatula right here, but I've noticed any thicker spatulas I can't really get under, so I like a thin metal one. Of course, be careful you don't scratch your griddle. Move this over a bit. And as Julia Child says, courage of your convictions when it comes to flipping pancakes. So let's see how well this one does. Okay, that feels good, and flip, boom. And this one, bam. So I know it can be a little scary, but you can do it. And if most likely they're gonna come out, that's okay. I can never get perfectly round pancakes. I'm sure there's fancy little gadgets out there that you can get to make them perfect. But my children have yet to complain about not having perfectly round pancakes. So, and neither has my husband. So that we can just do that. And this is kind of where you want them to be, where they're nice, kind of golden, not dark brown, unless you like it that way, but we do not. We do like it light, and you can see that it is light. Now, different wheats may come out different. So if you do use a, say, hard red, it may be a bit more brown, but just experiment to see what you like. Again, this is with soft white wheat, and I like to flip them over one more time just to make sure. And you're just gonna have to learn. I'm just gonna have to experiment to know when they're done. And they are always gonna cook a little bit more in the pan, especially when you get more together. Okay, so those look good. I then lift this up and do it as quick as possible to keep all the heat in. Put that in and do some more. And 1. And 2. Okay. And you can start seeing these little bubbles. And you can always test it. Just always kind of do this a bit, and if you see, you know, it's coming out and sticking, probably not ready yet. So see, that's still sticking a bit. It's not quite ready. All right. That looks good. Get it all up under and go. Oh, and you can see that one kind of messed up. You know what? It happens sometimes. As Julia Child said, when you are alone in the kitchen, who's to see? I love Julia Child, if you can't tell. Okay, so as you can see, I just scraped this one back. Made a little bit of a mess, but it's still gonna be a good pancake. And again, it even takes me some time to kind of get in my groove. So my first few pancakes, thankfully, are on the bottom because they're usually not the prettiest. All right, so we can kind of roll it back over, roll it back over. So So here's the thing, don't ever flatten down your pancakes. They will make it too dense. You want them to rise up and you leave them. Let them do their thing. And if they stick together, just kind of break it apart there. Another good thing I like about the thin is because usually it's good at cutting as well. All right, now let's do a close-up. All right, and once you're done, it's time to stack them all up with some butter, some syrup, some honey. We've even done some cane syrup that we get here in Florida, and these are delicious. They truly are light and fluffy. So comment below, let me know what your favorite pancake toppings are, and as always, thanks for watching. Hey everyone, thank you so much for sticking to the end. I hope that you enjoy these wonderful pancake recipes. And if you're needing any more recipes with freshly milled grains, be sure to check out this video right here of my traditional, wonderful, soft, 100% whole wheat yeast bread. And then check out this video below to find out where I source my grains. And as always, be sure to subscribe right here for future videos. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.